So in this story, we are first told that suddenly one day, a lot of monsters appeared among humans whose name is kaiju. Because of the kaiju, destruction spread across the entire world. But soon, humans realized that not every monster is bad and some of them are good too. That's when a hero emerged to protect humans, who fights the monsters using his superpowers and saves people. This hero calls himself Ultraman, and we learn that he has been protecting the world continuously for 30 years. The story begins in Japan, where we see a small child, Kenji, playing with his parents and looking very happy. Kenji's father's name is Professor Shadow and his mother's name is Emiko. Then we learn that Kenji's father, Shadow, is the real Ultraman, and he has been tasked with keeping Japan safe from the kaiju monsters. Meanwhile, we see that there is a robot named Mina at Kenji's house, who helps with cooking and various other tasks. Kenji's mother, Emiko, is a huge fan of baseball. Kenji's parents have very high expectations from him because Emi wants Kenji to become a baseball player while his father wants something completely different from him. The whole family is talking and seems very happy, but suddenly an earthquake occurs. At that moment, a hologram of Dr. Naro appears from the robot Mina, and he informs them that the biggest kaiju ever has suddenly appeared and is causing massive destruction, killing thousands of people. Now it was Shadow's duty to save the world, so he tells Emiko to take care of Kenji and starts to leave. But Kenji begs his father not to go because he wants to stay with him. However, Shadow must leave, so he tells Kenji that he will return soon. After this, we see Shadow transform into Ultraman outside and begin saving the world. Now we jump 20 years later, where Kenji has grown up and is now living in America because he has joined a baseball team and has become its best player, making him quite famous, exactly what his mother had wanted. But we learn that Kenji's mother is no longer alive, and after her death, Kenji returns to Japan and joins a Japanese team. However, Kenji had another reason for returning to Japan. His father has now grown very old, and because of this, Kenji must take on the responsibility of becoming the new Ultraman. Later, Kenji holds a press conference for his Japanese fans where he answers all their questions. But suddenly a reporter named Emma asks him about his mother's death, which makes him angry, and he storms out of the press conference. Just then, an alert appears on Kenji's watch, warning of a kaiju attack. Kenji rushes to the kaiju and starts fighting it, but he's getting badly beat because people don't want too much destruction near their homes. Because of this, Kenji can't use his full power and he doesn't know how to win the fight without it. But then he finally uses his full strength and punches the monster so hard that it goes flying far away and crashes. But there was still some power left in that monster, which was why it was still fighting. Just then, the kaiju defense force arrives and captures the monster. They warn Ultraman to stop fighting because he doesn't have government permission, and if he doesn't stop, he could even be arrested. Meanwhile, Kanji notices that his suit's battery is running low, and whenever this happens, he loses his powers. He doesn't want people to discover his true identity, so he quickly moves to an empty place where no one is around and reverts to his real form. He tries to return to his normal life, but then he sees that the kaiju defense force is struggling to contain the kaiju. Now, he doesn't want to help them because instead of appreciating his efforts, they had told him to leave. Just then, Kanji receives a call from his father, who tells him to fulfill his responsibilities as Ultraman. But Kanji blocks him and goes to play baseball because that's the only thing he loves. Now we see a scene at the Kaiju Defense Force headquarters, where their chief, Dr. Anda, holds a meeting. He explains how the kaiju have destroyed families and caused immense suffering to humans. But Dr. Anda declares that this will all end soon because they have developed a powerful weapon capable of wiping out all kaiju in one strike. The scene shifts, and we see Dr. Anda's robots bringing the final piece needed to complete the weapon. But suddenly a powerful kaiju attacks them, destroying the machine. Meanwhile, Kanji is training for an upcoming baseball match, but he feels severe pain in his right hand. His robot Mina informs him that his hand was dislocated during the fight with the kaiju the previous night, which is why it hurts so much. Now Kanji wonders if enduring so much pain for people who don't even appreciate his efforts is worth it. He decides to quit being Ultraman and leaves the responsibility to the Kaiju Defense Force. Kanji then participates in his first Japanese baseball match. Due to his injured right hand, he can't hit properly, so he switches to his left side, something he had never done before. Surprisingly, he hits the ball so hard that it flies out of the stadium. Everyone cheers for him, and Shadow means his father watches the match from home, shouting with joy at his son's incredible shot. But suddenly Shadow gets a kaiju alert. The same kaiju, named Gaina, attacks the stadium where Kanji is playing. Gaina isn't attacking anyone, he only wants to retrieve his cage, which the Kaiju Defense Force had stolen from him. Unaware of this, Kanji transforms into Ultraman and attacks Gaina, who fights back. Meanwhile, Dr. Anda orders his team to retrieve the cage at any cost. Soon, the Kaiju Defense Force arrives and starts attacking Gaina, who is desperately trying to protect the cage even at the cost of his life. Ultraman realizes something is wrong and tries to stop them, but no one listens. The soldiers, following orders, fire multiple missiles at Gaina. Kanji tries to shield him, but many missiles still hit Gaina and he collapses. As Gaina dies, Kanji checks the cage and finds an egg inside Gaina's baby, which he was trying to protect. The egg hatches, revealing a baby kaiju. But the Kaiju Defense Force arrives, forcing Kanji to flee with the baby before they capture it. Kanji escapes through the water and takes the baby kaiju to his base. However, the baby clings to Kanji and refuses to leave. Mina explains that the baby kaiju thinks Kanji is its mother, which shocks him because he isn't ready for such responsibility. Kanji suggests taking the baby to Kaiju Island, but Mina says no one has ever found Kaiju Island. Just then, Kanji's suit runs out of power and he reverts to his human form. The baby kaiju no longer recognizes him and starts crying. Mina explains that the baby only recognizes Kanji's Ultraman form and locks it in a glass cage. Meanwhile, Dr. Anda arrives at the scene and discovers that the baby has already hatched, and he also orders his men to capture baby kaiju alive. Meanwhile, Kanji's father comes to meet him, but Kanji is not at all happy to see him because, during his childhood, his father had divorced his mother. This happened because Kanji's father, due to his superhero work, couldn't give time to his family and left them alone, dedicating himself to his duties. Kanji goes to baby kaiju who is crying. To comfort him, Kanji transforms into Ultraman multiple times to prove that he is indeed Ultraman. This method works and baby kaiju finally calms down. However, Mina then places a lot of human food in front of baby kaiju, but he doesn't like it at all and starts crying again. Then they realize that baby kaiju loves fish. So Kanji goes to the sea and brings back a lot of fish, which baby kaiju enjoys, but he finishes them quickly, forcing Kanji to go back and fetch more. Now Kanji has become so busy because of baby kaiju that he can neither sleep properly nor practice baseball, affecting his performance. He is no longer playing as well as before and his fans have started criticizing him. Even the coach considers transferring him to another team. Kanji then calls a reporter because despite having 2 children, she manages her work efficiently and balances everything well. However, in exchange for tips, the reporter asks Kanji to answer some questions. Kanji agrees and she gives him some useful advice. Later, we see Kanji playing baseball with baby kaiju, teaching him the game. This way he spends time with baby kaiju while also getting his practice done. Kanji also learns to manage time for his other tasks. One day, Kanji goes to meet the reporter as he had promised to answer all her questions. Before leaving, he tells Mina to inform him if any problem arises. Shortly after Kanji leaves, baby kaiju starts missing him and cries. Mina tries to calm him down by showing videos of Kanji, but it doesn't work. Then baby kaiju uses a new power, breaks his glass cage, and escapes. Meanwhile, Kanji is sitting with the reporter when Mina informs him that baby kaiju has reached the city and is unintentionally causing a lot of damage. Without wasting any time, Kanji immediately transforms into Ultraman and reaches baby kaiju. Baby kaiju is happy to see him but accidentally attacks him with his powers. Meanwhile, Dr. Handa learns about baby kaiju and sends his men to capture him. They attack baby kaiju with a sedative injection, making him unconscious. As he's about to fall, Kanji catches him. The soldiers demand Ultraman hand over baby kaiju, but Ultraman escapes with him. Kanji sees that baby kaiju is in pain, so despite his reluctance, he has to call his father for help, as he knows a lot about kaiju. Kanji's father explains that baby kaiju's arm is dislocated and quickly fixes it. He then explains to Kanji that he never wanted to leave his family but had to keep them safe from the kaiju threat. Meanwhile, we learn from Dr. Anda that baby kaiju itself is a powerful weapon, which Anda wants to use to wipe out all kaiju from this world. Years ago, a kaiju had killed Anda's wife and children, so now he seeks revenge. Kanji's father teaches baby kaiju how to defend himself and find his own food. With his father's help, Kanji's life returns to normal and he starts winning matches again. Later, we see baby kaiju evolving, which is a good sign, but suddenly Handa's drones attack them. Kanji's father is severely injured, enraging Kanji, who transforms into Ultraman and destroys all the drones. By now, baby kaiju has grown bigger. Soon, Anda sends robotic GemAnime. Seeing her, baby kaiju mistakes her for his mother and moves toward her. Meanwhile, GemAnime attacks Kanji and his father with missiles. Kanji survives, but it seems his father doesn't. Kanji transforms into Ultraman to save baby kaiju, but robotic GemAnime is too strong and throws him into the water. Just then, Kanji's father arrives in his Ultraman suit. Together, they defeat robotic GemAnime, freeing her from Anda's control. However, Anda makes his final move, transforming the Kaiju Defense Force's ship into a powerful robot to fight them. Though Anda's robot is strong, Kanji, his father, and baby kaiju combine their powers and defeat him. Realizing he cannot win, Anda decides to take down as many kaiju as possible before dying and activate self-destruct. Without caring for his own life, Kanji rushes to Anda's robot and uses his Ultra Shield to block the blast from reaching the city. In the end, we see that Kanji survives the explosion but loses an arm, and with this, the movie ends.